Well, I've been moving right along on two-step. I added some shock mounts and new shocks all around. Finished up the exhaust system, finished up the brake lines, added some skid plates. My brother put the headlights back in, and we're moving right along. I'll show you what we've been up to. I installed some shock towers in the front so that I could put little taller shocks in. Well, I've got the raw steering box all cleaned up, and the sector shaft and the worm gear looks in really good shape. So I'm going to reuse those, put some new bushings and bearings in, and put it all back together. Well, I'm going to be working on the exhaust system today, and when I went on the Rubicon last year, I had the original exhaust system that was in the M38, and it got busted off in the Rubicon. It actually broke where the flange meets the exhaust manifold. So we had to do a temporary repair, and it worked out okay. But what I'm going to try is, on this one, I'm going to put this flexible header so that I could tuck it up a little bit higher and hopefully avoid the issue of hitting that. And it'll have a little bit of play, because a rigid header that sits down here, if it gets hit, you know, it just doesn't have any give. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Well, I'm working today on installing the skid protection. So I've got this skid plate that's made by Brennan's Garage, and it's a heavy duty skid plate. But before I install the skid plate, I want to add a little bit of bracing to the cross member that the skid plate attaches to. Well, I added a few straps onto the cross member. Hopefully that'll help beef it up a little bit before I put the skid plate on. Well, I want to make a skid plate to protect this brake and clutch shaft, and also the cross member for the transmission. So I'm doing kind of a basic shape out of sheet metal. Okay, I think that'll work. So I've got a little brace here between the frame and my skid plate, just so that it doesn't get pushed up into this pedal shaft. And then I'm going to put a couple of angle brackets on either end to bolt it to hold it in place. And I got it up tight against the cross member here. Probably overkill, but better to be safe than sorry.
Okay, I got it all welded up and hit it with the sander. I'll put a little paint and primer. It'll be ready to bolt up. So I made a smaller version of that skid plate on this side to protect the cross member.